Welcome everyone to TDT Bricks. My name is David, and sitting to the right of me is the UCS Imperial Shuttle. Or is it? Well, that's what we're here to discuss today. The UCS Imperial Shuttle debuted September 2010 and it retired December 2012. It retailed for a price of $260 and it stands 28 inches tall on the stand and 22 inches wide on deployment. It has a little bit over 2,500 pieces. The set currently right now goes for over $1,700 new sealed in box. As of researching this video yesterday, the last 2 months sales on eBay ranged from $15.99 was the cheapest all the way up to over $2,000. On top of that, used goes for $650. That's no box, no minifigs, no instructions. This built and sent to you was the cheapest I saw in the last 2 months. So a little bit about how I fell in love with this set. Well, first off, as you can see behind me, I am a massive Star Wars fan. I'm also a Lord Vader fan as well. So you combine those two things together, and Hoth is my favorite. Empire Strikes Back with Hoth scene is my favorite. In the white, it just screams, David, you need to have me. So I saw this set actually when it came out while it was still on retail shelves in downtown Disney. So yes, downtown Disney was what I refer to it as. Now it's Disney Springs at the Lego store. And right as you walk out today and you exit right where the children are building little sets and playing with the bricks, it was right there in a stand. Me and my wife, we had just saved up enough money to go to Disney World. So spending $260 in 2010 was not really in our budget for this. So I let it pass. And like many of us as young adults at that time, and now we are transitioning into middle aged adults, time got away, life got away, and I just never did pick up the set. So now, fast forward in my middle age, and I'm looking around and recollecting my Legos. This one was a must. However, as I was riding Passenger Princess with my wife driving, whether I was at work or at the airport or even in the restroom thumbing through the set, I could never just justify the $1,700 because as an adult and as other people at all stages of their life, $1,700 goes a long way for other things. So, how did I get this set for less than $300? Well, let me explain. After talking to several of my friends and other collectors, they introduced me to rebricking the set. Rebricking, I didn't really know what that was at the time. Well, basically, what it is Lego number one has, for the most part, every set that they've ever had online. Under you just look up the set number and it pulls up the instructions. Other than that, you can also find an entire parts list that you're going to need at third-party websites online as well. The particular program or storefront that I used was Bricklink. I downloaded the parts inventory and dumped it into Bricklink. After doing my research with that, that's how I obtained all the pieces necessary to get this set. Now, a few things that I learned, this was my first time ever doing this on Bricklink. One of the things was when you do put in your parts list, a lot of the parts now have a new name. Sometimes they identify that, sometimes they don't. So you're going to have to do a little bit of research to see which parts may have changed, which of them haven't. Another thing that I learned after I got the pieces in was you can actually select whether you want new or used pieces. Now, in case in point with this set, the yellowing of the white due to the polymer that they had in it and the sun damage is prominent in some of the areas. But that's not uncommon with this set that has been displayed and built originally from the box. Now, I could have checked now that I know and purchased all new white pieces for the most part, and I'll go into that in a little bit. And it wouldn't be like that. I've slowly replaced some of the pieces here and here with some now new pieces, but you just go in and do it. The next thing that you need to know is there's going to be several different sellers that Bricklink, if you use Bricklink, for instance, they're going to pull from a pool of all the different sellers, the little shops that are on Bricklink, and they're going to give you your best price for all the pieces. Now, each individual shop, sometimes you'll have 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 different carts, maybe even more. Every shop's going to charge you shipping. So you need to kind of weigh your options on that too. If you're already paying, say, $250, $300 for the pieces, and then all of a sudden you've got 10 sellers that you're buying from at least $5 to $6 a piece for the shipping, that adds up pretty quick. So maybe use a combination of going to like a local third party store and pick it through their bin, go through your pieces that you have out here, or just go ahead and pay it. The next thing that you need to look at when you're doing something like this is which pieces are your most expensive pieces. Which pieces are not being made anymore, maybe in that color or maybe in that size. For this particular piece, there are 3 ones that I paid a little bit premium for. First off is these little circle pieces right here, like the engine portion of it. The windscreen is another one. And then also right here, these feet right here for the stand. And then lastly, when doing a set like this, you have to determine, do you want the original sticker sheet, or are you fine going with a third-party aftermarket sticker sheet? You can find those online. I'm not really going to list any of the names of them. Most of them are overseas, so it's going to take a month to 6 weeks to get your stickers in if you go that route. But the sticker sheet here and on the inside of the set, which I'll put some pictures up. So the question now is this the UCS Imperial Shuttle? Well, it's made from 100% Lego. Did we dig it out of a box and put it brand new from box? No. But it is all Lego, and it is every single piece of the UCS Imperial Shuttle. So for someone like me, that when I was many a times riding Passenger Princess, maybe at work even, or at the airport, or even in the restroom, and looking at the price of this set and just could not justify the spending of it. To me, this is the UCS Imperial Shuttle, and I got it for less than 300 bucks. So I hope this video is a little informative about it. You can do that with many other sets. Again, like I said, the key is identifying the pieces that are expensive, because a lot of some of these old sets that have retired do have some very unique and one-off pieces that are made for it. I will say, if you try to do any of the retired Lord of the Rings or even Pirates of the Caribbean, especially in what we consider the brittle brown period, which in another video I'll go over my experiences with that as well. But you need to make sure, especially for those brown pieces, the dark tan, or excuse me, the dark red, the dark brown, the tan, and even some of the gold pieces, make sure you just go ahead and click new and pay the premium for those if you're ordering those from another site. If you're going to a local place, I mean, it's pretty cheap to fill up a bag. And if 1 or 2 of them break, oh well, you can go back and get some more. But just make sure you click on those as new pieces, because that usually will have the sellers pull from new stock for that. And especially also the coding for those pieces have changed. So just be wary of that when you're doing it. Overall, it was a very enjoyable experience. It was pretty easy. The pieces got here. And to answer the question, is this the UCS Imperial Shuttle? To me, it is. And it fits well within my collection. So thank you for everyone stopping by. More videos to come. The channel's just starting out. I appreciate the support. Please like and subscribe and share with any other collectors and builders out there as well. Until the next time, thank you.